Okay. So, oh wait, oh no, I am there. Okay, good. I thought because I'd removed it before. So, hopefully that wasn't too painful. Hopefully that all works as a transition, but I'm still getting used to it. All the things, different things that I'm going to do. So, let's make sure we get the Epic Pen. This is from earlier in the week. As I said last time, I don't have co-streaming rights, so we have to do it like this. But hopefully we can take advantage of the fact that I like pause, go back, all that kind of thing. We can do like a bit of a deep dive into how they're actually playing, how they're adapting with new roster. And the big one I want to do or want to check is like Smash was really good in the first series that I saw, but how does he do against like stronger level of competition? So no Mel, unfortunately. That's a shame. That'd be fun to see. We'll get to see it soon. But other than that, is still the same patch, not the live patch, but the same patch as before. So we'll go to Maokai. Okay. So here, by the way, already Maokai as a 5th pick, whereas in the LEC it's like super, super high priority. So as we said, just completely different read. Kalista, Skarner, both very high bans. If the person is good at Kalista, you ban it. So Kalista at the moment is in this weird state where in a lot of leagues, especially like LPL and LCK, it's like pretty much 100% banned. But in the games it's banned, it's often not picked. And so you can look at that and say like, oh, that's weird. Like, what's the priority? And it's basically like, if the opponent is good at Kalista, we have to ban it. And if they're not good at it, they don't pick it anyway. So that's why you get both. There are some AD carries who are like not Kalista players, but most nowadays are. It's like the same as Draven was OP, you know, like you have to ban it against Amzama, but you probably don't have to ban it against someone who's like much safer and plays much further back. Then first pick Jace, very flexible, both in terms of role and in terms of what he can do in the game. So that's where it's like so strong, and it has just a lot of good top lane matchups. Cassante, ridiculous OP champ. like we've said many times before. Varus actually, rather than like Corki or Ezreal, like that, it's a bit more immobile and a bit of like higher risk. But I guess once you already see Jace, you deny the best like double poke combination, and then instant Vi because immobile and and Victor. So because you've taken away the Vi, Victor is stronger because it's quite easy to like jump on. They've also already taken Ambessa and Nidalee gone. Nidalee is higher banned than Zyra because in LCK people can play Nidalee and it's Canyon, right? Like it's not just Nidalee, it's Canyon's Nidalee. Then double AP jungle bans when they've got the Yone already locked in. So it's going to be an AP jungler. And the question is like which one? So at the moment their comp is quite flexible, like if they're going to dive or if they're going to like play range. And so if you were definitely going to play range, maybe you wouldn't ban Zyra and you'd ban something like Maokai instead. But now that you are flexible, you have both bans, not knowing exactly where they want to go. And the Lee Sin I quite like. Elise can flex, like these two can still flex both jungle and support. I think Elise is better in support probably, and I think Maokai is better in the jungle than support at the moment. But it also depends on the players, it depends on what you want. So we'll see where they actually do go. We'll do it as before. We'll go on ×2. And pause and stuff like that. Do you think Jarvan is viable in pro play even if the one who plays him isn't Agharon? It can be, and I think especially later on in Fearless, because he's one that has like all these things like Poppy and stuff just make your life so difficult, and also mobile ADs or mobile carries. But let's say like Ezreal is gone, Corki is gone, and Poppy is gone in the later stages of the game. And Jarvan already is like starting to climb up a lot in priority. And maybe Vi is gone, like if Vi is a better version of the same thing. So that's one of the reasons where I think it can be, or one of the times where I think it can be really, really good. Like I think actually in game 5 yesterday, we were even saying, even if we don't like, even if it wasn't Agharon, Jarvan B1 would actually be insanely good because only immobile carries everywhere and no bad matchups in the jungle.
That skin line was my favorite. It was like the first Howler's End, I think, had a middle in it as well. Oh yeah, classic. And definitely not Blitzcrank. God, that skin was so good.
So it is support Elise. So it was just blind pick support Elise on 4. It's still flexing, so not technically just full blind. Into carrier as well, so we'll see.
It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, T1 have to stop in the situation. I think, even though it's like a level 1 fight, kind of very indicative when you're playing against 2 range champions, you have Poppy of all champions. Like, very hard to provide counter pressure as a Poppy level 1. Oh, Popcorn chicken value here from Carrier.
Not sure they needed to swap. I don't think Elise level 1 is like too strong, but I guess Poppy can't punish it at all. And Jace is okay in the swap, but a bit worse.
Yeah, level 2. That's actually massive. Like, that is so rare for top laner to be able to do that in a swap. And see Doran as well, getting closer, but like you were saying, he had to actually leech off Faker, so that means that Faker now going to be behind on leveling just a little bit, so he should have that slight advantage in the lane. It's crazy how much of a difference just a small thing is smash up and recall in the lane game top lane can make a difference in these situations. And, we've seen dives be a bit harder since tower buffs.
So,
specifically when we're talking about Elise and a Maokai.
Because Keen already got
like the easiest dive combo in the game.
Some XP, they're never going to dive top. I don't think this swap is good. Because this dive is so easy. Both these people can reset tower. So you can not only block a tower shot, but you also reset it. Like, as it's about to hit you, then W, or you then E as Elise. And also, Cassandre, like, you can't do anything to Cassandre, I think. I think even as 3, it's hard to dive this Cassandre. So, like, Cassandre is just getting full XP. Jace is level 2, Cassandre is nearly level 4. So it's a full level up already. Nearly level 3, nearly level 4. I really don't like this swap for T1. Carrier does find Canyon, but Canyon's still like getting some camps on his super weak side. Like, so this whole thing I think is not good for T1. Oh, I think I would just rather take the lane. I think maybe this like this Kai'Sa Poppy is going to fall behind, but you're definitely falling behind in the swap. Okay. Well, they still kill him on the dive on eventually. But I still don't think it's bad. He's like he's 2 levels ahead, or he's going to be a level and a half ahead. Might have been a prediction on opponent swap. No, I don't think so. I think they just swapped it. Let me just quickly check. No, they were just being normal and then running, and then when Varus and stuff ran in, now they recall and run to top.
To GenG. Yeah, I mean, he'll be a little bit late. It's not going to make a huge difference, but should be a swap though, right? Yeah, it should be a swap, but it does mean it's a little bit late in the wave. I guess it's just
yeah. No, so they just swapped.
And yeah, Doran has 7 CS. Yeah, this CS, obviously not ideal, but if you look at top, Keen is 2 levels up now on Doran, which is the most significant thing. I mean, at the end of the day, gold is nice, it's not going to make that much of a difference if you're like a top laner to swap, but being this behind in levels, if Keen hits level 6 and ends up in 1v1 against Doran, it's going to be really rough. Obviously, diving again, Carry plays this really well, was really patient, dashes, and then moves up power.
Yeah, I mean, when we were playing Elise, we were saying, like, we really want to swap. But it wasn't into Poppy, and obviously Varus is much stronger than Kai'Sa early on as well, but because either Elise has a stun or has 0 damage, or a bit of damage and no stun. So
So yeah, contesting these grubs is going to be a very, very difficult prospect. In fact, not something that T1 are going to opt into at all. And GenG now have just that natural control at the bottom side because they have that strong lane matchup that we learned about. Still, Carrier is a whole lot stronger than he would have otherwise been, starting this lane off at level 1. And so let's see how T1 are going to be able to navigate it as they look to head down. It is going to be lethal tempo on the Varus as well. Most of the time we do see lethality. I love watching Rule of Play. Lethal tempo on hit Varus.
So it's going to be on hit Varus because they're all diving forward. He's got plenty of people he can auto, Poppy, Vi, all those kind of things.
The range issue, like some games it's hard to play the on hit Varus because you're outranged or you don't have a window really to auto attack, but everyone in the game gets a cleanse.
And there's still like now the matchup is like still hard. It's not like you swapped and you avoided the bad point of the matchup and then you like yeah, I just really don't like this. I think you can't take Kai'Sa and Poppy into Elise Varus. And if you can, it's not better now than it was. So you can keep swapping around and just avoid the 2v2 as much as possible, but anytime you're trapped to 2v2, it's going to be tough. And you already had the slightly worse swapper with the Cassante and the Jace. But just that level 3 dive is so easy with 2 people who can drop tower aggro. And a bunch of CC and damage.
Just landed into a wall. Not the most enjoyable situation. Heroically as well. Yeah. As insult injury, I think. And Will is stepping forward, and I think he can be pretty comfortable and confident with how this game has started for the Varus.
But Smash still 2-0 somehow. No Way said Victor isn't insta first pick anymore. Where do you see him on the priority list? Yeah, I think he's just another control mage who gives you slightly different things than other control mages, but I don't think it's super early pick for sure. Especially if there's stuff like Vi and things available. So here T1 deny the Vi and then take the Victor. But I think it's just like it's a decent pick, but it's not a super power pick. Is how I describe it.
I think Grubs has a little bit more of a clear win condition, right? You can just try and set up side lanes properly and utilize them well that way to gain extra tempo, the extra damage. As Owner is going to get caught by another Cocoon. Duro's kind of all over the place. He actually
yeah, now you just got so little control of the map because this super fed bot lane can just go anywhere they want, and they're on mid first, which pushes away Victor, and you just get half health in your jungle, and now you should probably just take all the grubs. So I think this whole game is already like really hard. It's good that they managed to get the dragon, but this whole game is hard just from the draft and from them trying to swap.
Also, when Cassante gets 6 grubs, he gets a significant amount of tower damage, and it's so hard to like force out the side lane, especially when it's an advantage over Doran. I think GenG would just head in the play, T1 a bit behind. T1 can mid, Owner down towards the bot side, not realizing that GenG already swapped towards the top of the grubs, so a bit behind then. So GenG had vision control, they got the damage on his Owner, and that's just enough for them to secure those 6 grubs. Now, Dragon after about 30 seconds, and T1 do have the advantage here. You can see, look at the map.
Just ban that person? Is that the right thing to do? Okay. How has this happened?
So GenG had vision control, they got the damage on his Owner, and that's just enough for them to secure those 6 grubs. Now, Dragon after about 30 seconds, and T1 do have the advantage here. You can see, look at the map. You're not going to quite find a knockup there with the 3rd Q. Still unbinding the soul. Faker could have actually taken the fight if he was able to get it worked out just right. But he sort of dodged a whole bunch of what Jovi was trying to do. He's dodging everything. Faker clean with this. And he has pressure bot. We look at towards the river, this vision control completely in favor of T1.
Yeah, you're just going a bit too far forward here. Yeah, so when you've got no control of that river, like you have to wait. You have to play a little bit more defensive on that one wave, because unless you get hit by the Q, you don't need to. You don't die, but you just have to not be in Q range. Bit sloppy, but they still on the. And then what happens? Then it's just going to be a good trade on bot lane. Carrier just resets and they just take dragon. Like they just have a wave crashing in bot, so they take dragon. Okay.
But we see that T1 actually end up backing off. They don't have the pressure here. GenG able to set up this dragon. Duro comes back on the map, and that would be even down. Defeats the strength. So there that goes. Mountain Drake goes down. Next one's going to be Hextech. Yeah, goodness. Okay. Big one. Pressure's on to bring out the big dragons for this series. Actually kind of works in T1's favor as far as being able to get around the map very comfortably as well. If you're trying... Oh, ultimate goes wide there. He might need to rebind that soul. And that ulti doesn't get him very much value at all. Canyon moving down, but opts out going we haven't been super focused on the mid lane matchup, other than, when we saw Baker lose with XP for Darn early, but what we see in the past couple of minutes, Baker's been dodging every but clean. He's on point right now on the Victor. It's like he's played Victor a few times before in his career. He has? Oh, yeah. Wow, that's good to know. I think Victor's in his top 3, so that means that it's on, like, I don't know, like 80 games or something. I need to actually double check that. It might be even, like, way higher, as I'll just have a look. Bots, can you entertain everyone for a moment? Maybe go
Yeah, he's just much too close. And then he reacts too slowly. He doesn't actually get hit by the Q, and he still reacts too slowly with the swappy. Because you can dodge the ult. And the fact that Duro and Canyon are like not as together as Carrier and Owner, like obviously, because Carrier and Owner have been playing together for years and years and years. So that's the thing to bear in mind. And Smash is just getting really fed, which, I mean, like I said, he had such an insane first series.
So Victor is in his top 10, not necessarily in his top 5, as that is Azir, Corki, Orianna, Ryze, and Ahri. But Victor is like 9, and he's played 48 games so far. The absurd thing is that Baker has played 100 more games of Azir than his second most played champion. That's crazy. That's pretty silly. He's played 182 games competitively. From the stats,
now Maokai's going top, and Elise is going in here, so it just gets like one shot. So like Elise is clearing this as they're showing that they're all running to top lane. Like a teleport starting and they're ulting, and now at least stays there, and so they know like, okay, we can go on this. And so just really disjointed. You died on this ward, but you just can't clear that ward when you're making a play on top side.
This is really intense. Yeah, this is all the back and forth. I feel like we've had this game so far. You know, in terms of what they've achieved in macro, I think GenG have the edge, but T1 are getting the kills. We'll just see this play on Duro here.
Like here, just like really silly.
Really, we have blown up quickly. And here, you know, they saw the play before, and Faker had a TP coming in with a Maokai holding Faker still. You know, very hard for Toby to miss. Especially here, Faker's trying to dodge and Sports in top position here. Oh, that's the ult. Unfortunately,
Oh, he flashed as well.
Yep, Toby actually making sure that he lands the Q by flashing on top of Faker after that flash did come through. So trade flashes evenly as now Toby gets that control ward down. The high value ward. Oh, absolutely. We'll be able to spot carrier out. I'm seeing some big spikes come in, you know, double Blade King for GenG.
They can push them out.
Second highest damage in the game. So of course Victor does get a lot of incidental damage down. Still impressive how much he's been able to eke out of the champion.
Double blade. First item's complete on everyone. So I think T1 have been not lucky, but like fortunate to get out of this situation. I mean, they have 6 scrubs, right? 6 scrubs and dragon, but the gold is still pretty even. And 6 scrubs with these like double side lane people is like really obnoxious. It's not that Kasante wins necessarily in side lane against Jace, but it's just like he wants to be in a side lane. Ooh, that was really wonky. I don't think Duro's Elise has been super smooth. Okay, so Chovy just misses the follow-up. That's a shame. He's also got 1 ACCS at 17 minutes, because just always he does. Knock up. Ult misses. Oh, it's because he tries to get 1 auto. Yeah, he gets an auto Q, rather than just going like knock up ult. And so that means that he does miss. And then, okay, it wasn't Duro's fault. Although he's still really slow on this like switch repel. I think with Vi, unless you're right next to her, like firstly, you're already in range to Cocoon. But the other thing is that with Vi, you really need to be staying on the range where you can just repel. Like here, you're already in range, but... Oh, he flashes in. He flashes in, and so he doesn't have time to repel. Okay. So it's just a few mechanical mistakes, and so the Elise is... Oof. I mean, Carrier smurfed that by ulting someone away. Now it's Dragon for a tower trade back. I mean, Dora has just made a bunch of mechanical misplays. I do think this one is a bit silly as well from Chovy. I think you just insta ult.
Yeah, that's what he said. Direct translation there from Ox. I have confirmation from G-Sun that is 100% untrue, but it would be more fun if it was true. That's the vibe he was giving off. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Canyon pretty impressed by Chovy there as well. And Canyon said, yeah, this is huge. Especially with the fact that they are able to grab themselves the first Hextech Dragon. 4 minutes until the next one's up. Alakhan going to be available there as well. I believe looking a bit voracious here today. Wow, what a shocker. Yeah, I know, but like they buffed it so that the Ruinous is going to be more likely in pro play horse. Yeah, we'll see how that takes effect. If it ever takes effect. We see so obviously T1 pick up 6 kills. 4 of them have gone to Smash. That's that typical Kaiser, just able to pick kills in situations, but it's resulted in him being considering...
These 6 scrubs, like I say, super obnoxious.
Mainly be the beneficiary. As a result, this Kaiser's looking really strong. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, we were talking, I completely agree with you. Chovy hasn't necessarily looked as good on this unit. He is 1.6k ahead. Chovy is Chovying. He's Chovying a lot. Like, it just shows the height of
expectations. It's just so fed.
This guy in every single game. It's like, oh, he didn't play everything optimally. Oh, he missed a Q3. So disappointing. Wow. Chovy's really struggling now these days. You know? Yeah, it's been rough. Yeah. We do see, like on the bot side, 2 minutes 45 next round. I think it's... And I think this is just, I don't know what they do about this later as well. I think this, Yone on a side lane is going to get super obnoxious. They have like Kaiser and stuff and Vi to just one-shot someone on site. Because Kaiser is the only AD that can actually like shadow you on side. But it's still not easy, and he's just doing so much damage. It's just ease and like a couple of autos, and you have to flash. What? I think this is good to start this when you've got the chunk and you have to play for a fight.
but he just gets chain CC'd.
Still just hanging out in this tribe rush, getting aggressive. Control ward gonna stop that ward from doing anything at all. Is T1 they're gonna try their hand at it? Yeah, they need 30 seconds for Chovy up, and they have TP, so the longer they stall, the better. Yeah, Rasmus Root's gonna be invested here. As Keeper's verdict coming down as well. Gets rid of Keen, and now Keen gonna have to try and push them away. He's relatively tanky, but maybe not tanky enough as Ruler standing his ground. The Chaos Storm is so much damage, and Smash dives in.
I mean, the Poppy, like, to refight this as GenG is, I think, is kind of wild. They're teleporting in. It's 4 versus 5. They use 2 ults for the 4v5. And maybe they think that's enough. So, right, Vi ult's down, Victor ult's down. Therefore, we can still fight this. But you've got Poppy ult, which is just the absolute game changer in a team situation. So now it's not. It's 4v3. Or 5v3, sorry. With Smash who can come down. Or Smash is in the wrong place as well. Smash goes back to mid lane, I guess. Is that I'm trying to work out like why they think they can go for this. So T1 don't think there's anything on. And so Smash runs all the way back to mid lane. And then GenG starts to force. Okay, that's why. Yeah. You see the pings. You see like he's in mid. He's in mid. He's in mid. But then because of the Keeper's verdict, he's actually going to join quicker, and he comes in and just cleans everyone up. Okay, it's actually an insane draft, and they're actually the best.
Ends up getting bursted out. I think what happened after was honestly the bigger mistake. Oh, he's got the smash. Yeah. Well, Smash is Smash. He's actually going to be. Oh my god. Okay. Well, he's going to be sent home. 200 gold going over to Chovy with the buff duck. Yeah. And now he's still walking after them.
That's just super greedy to save this last wave.
Yeah. Well, Smash is Smash. He's actually going to be. Oh my god. Okay. Well, he's going to be sent home. 200 gold going over to Chovy with the buff duck. Yeah. And now he's still walking after them. Here's back on Laptos. I think T1, if they get the dragon here, they can be happy. Yeah. Obviously, a little bit more. So Chovy gets CC lock, and layering pretty good. Well played. Oh, and here, give him no chance.
But here, like, they can't do Atakan. They literally left. Okay, let's look at the prep for this. I mean, they have the Atakan, so they'll play a bit differently, but still, the fight still has to be played obviously in a correct manner. So Doran tries to jump in on the backside. It's 2 for 2. So obviously they have, like, in terms of like how they're actually setting up for this. So you've just seen like 2 people are going to come through here. Smash is coming this way, and Jace and Poppy come through this way because they really want the fight. So they actually do, like, normally you'd expect these people to come from flanks and maybe this to be a bit more front to back where you have like just fire out someone and you pop out someone away. But especially when you've got Atakan, if you just really want to make sure the fight happens, you can come from multiple different directions. So they know as well, like, any fight is good, basically. Because the first part of the fight was like 2 for 2, but it's obviously not 2 for 2 because you've got people alive. So as soon as Ruler's there, no flash, always no flash on people like Varus. You need to punish. And so Doran just says, like, I'm just going, like, I'm just making this happen. And then Smash gets them both. And he's not been, you deny the Elise, I guess, but he's not been particularly strong on this. And then they're going to get the dragon, and now they have like complete control of the game. So it's just the fighting around Atakan. Like, there was a bunch of mechanical misplays from Doro, but other than that, like, just this random extra go for another fight around Atakan, just throw the whole game. Like, we just fight a 5v4 when enemy has Poppy as well. Now it's Baron. They might well just like win in this Baron.
Yeah. Smash ball down to the unit.
Then also outplaying the King Sante here with a great flash at the end.
Oh, man.
So clean, honestly. This is the guy you want to be 9-0.
Absolutely. And he said afterwards that they got it and we won. I don't know whether that means they won the game, but he might be onto something, to be honest.
Ice cold. 15-3 now. And again, like, T1 was getting kills, don't get me wrong, but GenG felt like they had the edge. And when they were getting the map, and the game's just been blown open. 6,000 gold lead, Baron in pocket still. T1.
So Smash now 9-0. Still, he hasn't had to do anything to be 9-0, but he is 9-0. He's done like everything he needs to do. Now they just play on 2 lanes. Ooh.
3,000 gold the lead here for just Smash alone.
Yeah. I really just, we haven't seen the value in the team fight. You got the on-hit virus so we can get a bit more DPS, but it feels like when you're in range to hit like the Vi or the Jace, they're in range to hit you, and that could look better for them.
So that's what, like, that's the first time I've seen someone block the Vial, even though there's a bunch of different tools to block it. And that's just going, I think, a bit too far. Where Faker's not quite here, and now the Maokai like forces in. And they can kill Carrier, but then on the return, like, they've used a lot of their tools, so now it's going to go... Okay, there. That's a huge engage from Smash. So he hits the W, so he has that 2 different choices now. But he gets to the back, and he gets Ruler and gets the Zhonya's off. So that's really big. So it's still good. Still good from GenG, like, compared to what it could be, but with the Baron and with both the carries up, like, a Smash almost dies as well. When I think when Viol's down, you have to look for that one.
I think Chovy's doing a great job of setting up plays and then disengaging when he can.
So because of the cleanse from I guess Poppy onto I guess he has Mikhail's, which is a really good buy, because if Ona gets hit by that combo as well, then I think this is a 1-5 for GenG. Ona kills him, but Smash kills Ruler. Faker didn't tank this hour, so Smash almost dies.
And Faker is doing so incredibly well at splitting up the fight for GenG.
Now that carries are just so fed.
Because he's using his ultimate to not only do massive amounts of damage, but also zone them all the way around the perimeter of it. And so Chovy wasn't able to meet up with Keen, and they could both focus a target. That just wasn't happening in these fights. He now has an Infinity Edge, so at least he's going to be doing a bit more damage, but it feels like the ship's kind of sailed as far as GenG being able to...
So it's all just like this. Why did we just fucking fight at Atakan and kill everyone? Or die, sorry. Kill everyone on our own team. That's the tragedy part. Now it should just be... I don't like the fact they don't have a like gold lead, so I have to do maths. But it should just be easy. And this Elise has done nothing, but it's because it's just like, if you play a champion like this, you have to nail it mechanically early on, and it just really didn't. It's like 2 or 3 situations where I think you can play it much better, and it just let T1 like take control of a bunch of places where they shouldn't. Like, if you change those mechanical plays, then I think this game is just quite easy for GenG, and I think this because of the draft. They were just really behind from the lane swap, and then they're also behind in 2v2 when they get back there. And it's, yeah, that's how it works. So they want to just fight on this, they want to fight for this mid wave. Smash picks up red buff, which is really important to make sure everyone gets red. Like, it's actually a really big deal now. It's like thousands of gold. Oof. I mean, like, Poppy ult in competitive play, if the Poppy is good, is just so annoying. Like, suddenly, if you were forgetting Poppy, you think like, okay, like, we're all together, we'll run together up towards Baron, and like, this is still a fine situation for us. But nope. Now suddenly it's 45 and you all die and the game is over. Yeah. Like, luckily 2 people got away, but he went from like okay to now someone get knocked away, and so suddenly it's just outnumbered fight. And this is the value of picks like that, especially when they're played well. Yeah. Okay. Well, they denied the Elise. So the rest of the
Exceptionally good.
the series, there's no Elise, at least.
Let's see what the last man is going to be in Italy.
Okay, so still Callista, but this is what we talked about in best of 3 with Fearless. So now Ashe banned, and you say, well, like, Ashe wasn't a high prior before, but now with those 2 ADs gone, with Varus gone, and with Kai'Sa gone, like, okay, now Ashe is better. They give them the Aurora with a Galio ban, then Ezreal, Leona 1-2, straight into Zyra Khan. So with Aurora, Zyra Khan, oh, I forgot to do the different thing, my bad. So Zyra Khan, because it's going to work into like Ezreal, with it can follow up the dive of Aurora, like Rakan can follow it up. And it's good if Leona's coming to you. But with like Vi and stuff gone, they ban more range as well. With Vi and stuff gone, I think it's it'll be interesting to see
And as he does definitely have his
how effective it is.
Oh man, this is just so T1. This draft, if this thing gets locked in, it's absurd.
Yeah, can we look at the junglers that have been banned tonight to stand out? Is that one you're to lean towards?
Bunch more junglers banned, so Zin is the last one left. Now Zin will just run at the Zyra.
Here you go.
Oh no, not paper, man.
Yeah. Good luck for top lane first. I mean, I do like Jax in general when there's a down enemy team because it just makes his life so difficult.
Jax is whining could work, especially.
Yeah, I mean, in most of the fights, he's just cleaning up, right?
That's a jungle Jax.
Yeah, looks like a jungle Jax. And again,
There's one where
Jax is into Zin's out, so this is gonna be
he goes in, but other than that, like, he's just cleaning up fights. Like, he can't do more, but
in terms of this is our high value for survivability. The Empress Survive, the Solar Flare, both pretty nice team fights. Don't think, I mean,
he was the beneficiary of a lot of
maybe you just want more choo-choo trains. Nah, it's Gragas. It's Darius, obviously. Wow, that would make things difficult for the Aurora. But instead, he's going to go back.
yeah, Sion is better because if you take Ornn, like Silas gets the Ornn ult as well, which is a nightmare.
It is Smash and Doran playing and not their World Championship roster from last year. I think it was the same way.
So let me jump back. Actually, I can talk about the last little bits of it.
Maybe you just want more choo-choo trains. Nah, it's Gragas. It's Darius, obviously.
Yeah, so Sion is going to be on there last. So got more dive to go with these people, and it's Jungle Aurora, or it's Jungle Jax, Jungle Aurora, I guess.
For the Aurora. This is gonna go back to that
Which is another reason why it's good as a first pick.
like that is the tank that Zeus played. So it feels very T1. This particular draft.
Or is it going to be Jungle Jax?
Not their World Championship roster from last year. I think it feels the same way.
big standout for me is you want to avoid interacting with enemy jungle as much as possible when it comes to T1, and you have a swap situation.
So it's Jungle Jax into the Zin.
That's gonna be much more valuable. So T1 in a swap, that is absolutely
So
we're gonna see how much value they get from that. And what GenG do in response?
the Sion on the swap is obnoxious because if you kill him, he still just clears the wave.
Really comfortable.
And he's got all the other tank things, like he doesn't need that much gold, all that kind of stuff. But they're not going for the swap. Okay, so they're not going for the swap because instead they're going for the Sion invade. So the other thing that you can do with Sion is you just die to the tower and then you can really threaten bot lanes.
So we see a situation where Doran is helping Owen to start clearing the jungle, but it ends up being match lane to the bot lane with Leona Ezreal into the Zyra farm, which I mean that 2v2 part is fine. Not sure if T1 were trying to maybe see if GenG will match the swap. They could end up going for like a 4-man dive bot. I've seen this before where the Sion tanks and the Sion dies and then his passive.
Yeah, so Sion's going to die and you're going to deny this massive wave. Like, this is a nightmare.
Oh god. Yep, because Doran's still here. Teleport is immediately going to be invested by Kane. T1 still looking for it though. It's going to be a 4 versus 3. Is the knockup going to be interrupted? Doran already tanking, but he's okay with doing that. They take first blood. And now
So they get the teleport.
still chasing after King.
Sion can then just teleport to top lane. They deny a massive big wave. And this is the downside. Like, if you're playing against Sion,
You see great hold of
the 2v2, I think you have to swap. But you can't swap because you've got Aurora. Or you don't want to swap because you've got Aurora. So
you can see that ultimately it had its desired effect in terms of putting a lead if you need
I think you have to swap for this first bit anyway. And you just say, right, Aurora will fall behind a bit.
able to mitigate what the die could have been. Yes, Ruler still goes down. Yes, he does miss a better farm. But this could have been so much worse. You see the strategy, Doran is like, right, I'm going to take aggro first. Doesn't get a full charge cube because Ruler said interrupt. He just doesn't care about dying. They managed to kill Ruler. And then they were trying to look for an angle with the passive, but Keen just walks out of turret and they don't have anything to follow him right now. In hindsight, maybe they've gone for turret. It's hard to say. They kind of lost the momentum there, but it was the initial dive.
So that also almost could have been worse.
Now they have a lead in the top side, and Ruler is starting to catch up. He was able to hold the wave a little bit there, and now we kind of return to the swap, which we thought T1 would go for in the first place.
And now you can swap, yeah.
will make his way over. Faker still has
But I think you have to do that first swap for GenG.
pretty decent wave position for the Silas. We have to remember that as far as Zaya players are concerned, Ruler is relatively good. I hear he's got a skin on the champion and stuff like that. That being said, he was playing the Zaya at a period of time where she was pretty busted. That was basically Zaya Kai'Sa every game, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Not quite in that level now as was before, but he gets some nice 80 carry change. I was saying that.
Oof, Chovy.
Yeah, not a fun time. I think it's one of those things where when you get to Silas or something like Azir, you lose the trade so badly, and you try and make up for it afterwards.
Oh, the flash actually has to be invested. Chovy taking a turret shot, still feeling okay in the lane. But now no flash, no teleport, and no real way to get back.
Oh, Faker's in a really bad spot.
Chovy should be able to find himself a decent advantage, and I think Chovy also felt that he didn't have a very good game one. He's locking in pretty hard.
I said in game 1 that Faker downloaded Chovy. Chovy got a firmware update, and he's now ahead of the game. It's an arms race. But Chovy connected those chains 2 times in a row, really gets some good trades on Faker, providing some pressure.
Kane, look for an opportunity here on the smash, doesn't find the combo.
I mean, he's level 5. He's about halfway level 6, but that ult is such a huge power spike. Smash already half HP.
Yeah.
You have to be a little bit careful. I mean, you feel a lot safer playing into the Zaya than you are playing into the Aurora.
The thing is that this 2v2 and this 1v1 are both good for GenG. So I'm not a big fan of this like strange swapping for these matchups. Now, what LCK do a lot is they just say, who cares about the matchup? Like, we're just playing the waves.
Chovy gets a good trade, then you reduce his health to about same. You don't have enough health this. That's how it's going to go. As we saw before with Flash.
There's no one here. I feel like that's relatively valuable here for game.
Yeah, trying to get some adjusted lane assignments here from T1.
Yeah.
Did end up picking up the Dragon. Kind of maybe get away from the Aurora on the top side, but Keen is just really being so.
But I mean, the swap, like, you've got 20 CS lead on this Aurora.
Hasn't been as big as they'd hoped. CS difference between Smash and Ruler very tiny. And because Ruler has so much solo XP, he's actually up in levels compared to Smash. So definitely a backfire here for T1 in what was their intended plan.
Yeah, kind of nutty. But we remember game number 1, the early game looked really good for GenG. And honestly, their macro decisions, where they were moving on the map, everything was good. It was how they were playing together. And the
But it just looked a bit silly, I think.
doing buttons better.
And also,
GenG.
the team fight from T1 was
Yes.
ridiculous, honestly, and also where the gold went. But you know, we have Keen on the carry now. His chance to make most of that almost 1,000 gold lead he has already in this game.
And most CS in the game as well. Only by 5 now, but it was looking pretty crazy earlier on. So
Yeah,
this Aurora could be a problem.
It technically wasn't a swap, but when you have these weird shenanigans in the top lane, you're so used to the top lane just having no farm, and then Keen just kind of vibing. I mean, this is what GenG won. You know, you don't pick Aurora, so you can end famished in a swap situation.
Yep.
They've ended up here. We've also seen Canyon have a bit of an edge in terms of jungle CS, and again, that's another situation where T1 are weak in that jungle matchup. You see Jack's fight Zins out, it's not a fight.
No, it's not very fair. Counter-Strike does relatively well for champions that can power or defense.
Yeah. Look at it.
So it's just like none of these matchups now are
It's taken me a few years, you know.
what you want as T1. The beginning bit was good, but then I think you have to just... you can't allow Zaya, like, you don't want just Zaya into Sion and Aurora plus support into your AD and support, because you don't do well in either of those sides. So normally you would win one and lose one.
Especially with the fact that Faker is playing the Sandy Pit. And here's Azir has gotten T1 out of even rougher situations than this in the past. We'll see whether it can do that.
So already, not a great situation.
Yeah, I seem to remember something about that. I do remember the same AD carry doing it too.
I think the T1 drafts were really weird. Okay. Dura gets caught again. So the series is just T1 have weird draft that puts them in a not great situation from the lane phase, and then Dura dies a bunch to let them back in.
Carry does the ER combo where when it's still rooted by E, get the ult down. Yeah. Beautifully done. Leaves no time for you sort of. Because when you E and then go for the Q, sometimes can't get W in time. Yeah. This leaves no opportunity for that. And Duro doesn't have mirror cards or anything yet. So.
And you still get Q up.
Still get Q up.
It's like so much
duration.
All right, Empress of Eyes all over the place. Now Chovy looking to
Okay.
the turret. Carrier turns up. Duro's here as well. That might give Chovy the opportunity to get in there. Faker once again has to flash. And that is going to be a successful gank there from
I mean, Faker, like, just getting bullied 1v1 is really not great for T1. Even though he got the kill, he's like equal gold, and he just keeps being pushed out.
Yeah, that window where you can really get uptime on the edge. Ooh, nice.
Oh, yeah, Duro able to actually get out of it this time, but could be a little bit of an opportunity as the quickness does come down. The cooldown invested here by Duro, but keeps himself alive this time.
I think Ruler just not quite in range for him to be able to E2, and that's one of the things as well with the EQ. You can't just ult when carrier goes in and stop it. Carrier fishing a bit with that ult, but doesn't find it now.
Yep, so Chovy actually going to get a stop onto Carrier's recall. Duro in position as well as now Keen moving over Carrier. I think he knows that he's not going to stand too much of a chance here, as the ulti's going to be invested in Keen. Going to pay a visit to the Leona. Takes a little bit of time, but he gets there in the end. Is now Faker with no flash. Having to deal with Chovy. There's no
I mean, is he going to solo kill him? Yeah. I mean, that is a nightmare. Like, your Azir is like unpunishable. Azir is getting solo killed by Silas.
You know, we felt like kills were going in favor of T1 in game 1, but objectives in favor of GenG. I feel like even more so this time, and they have a kill lead as well.
Yeah.
Are looking really positive. You see Doran gets some alone time top lane play, but ultimately Keen gets a roam that has a lot of value for him, and the feature strength picked up for GenG.
Now, there's a Cloud Soul on the map as well. Trying to hold in my excitement.
You can be excited, okay.
It's always T1 games, and T1 is so reliable when it comes to Cloud Souls.
And you know what? You've been vindicated, because right on nerf and Cloud Soul, they said it's the strongest one, it's the highest win rate.
That's what I'm talking about. Yep, Chovy just finds the Leona here. And now he says, he's dead. And he gives the kill over to Keen. He's like, I'm gonna go kill me.
So they just both die.
Please, is what he's saying. Everyone's coming over. And see the Kingslayer coming back off. And there's Lance Chains, Lance W. All good. Cooldown collected, and an Emperor's Divide. Going to get rid of it once again. As the ulti comes down from Chovy. Faker going down solo. The double. Looking real crazy there. As Urna does manage to take down Chovy in the end. Canyon trying to find this one out. As the
So,
that was not really the station he wanted. Doran is pretty heavy.
like, they want to play for that because they know Sion's coming, but Sion is losing so much on top side to make that play, and the play doesn't even work.
I think the Smash show is now starting. As Vedas we'll see if this play call can actually do anything at all. And in fact, it does a whole lot. Trish gets the flash. Still had somehow. And now Smash walking into the wall. He is very, very low. Duro goes in, looking for Torm. He's very tanky battle dance.
So now Sion hasn't been able to do anything in the bot lane plate either.
And Keen, not going to be able to lock too much down. But no, guys! In that particular part of the exchange.
Yeah, able to disengage there. We see the replay, and as I was saying, this is the first time we've seen the Jacksons and that interact. And for Owen's sake, I hope it's the last because, you know, the initial play comes in, he just shows his chain doesn't connect. But there's just nothing you can do. Owen's like, okay, Sion's coming, I can go back in. And Canyon just presses E and then just bonks it. And, oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, this matchup is really, really bad in the 1v1. So I think you just lose the load for the Sion moving anyway. So now what they do, the replays in LCK seem so long, by the way. Like it seems to always come out of a replay into another play. Because I have no idea how we're in this situation that we're in once this replay is done, but we're in a crazy situation. Like it's literally minutes after it started. Yeah, it's full 30 seconds, like a full over 30 seconds after. And now they're all just again in a different situation. So there's crashed away in mid. They have Aurora coming out of the base. They have Chovy in top lane with TP. So no one has TP on the T1 side. So whoever will match top will have a TP disadvantage. But it's just too far forward. And Faker plays this fight really interestingly. Okay, he doesn't have ult. Okay, I was going to say, like, is he intentionally doing this? Like, let's watch this. So the teleport is coming now, but Canyon is already dead before it arrives. Now Aurora is coming as well, but again, going to be dead before. So he's checking to see if he can get it on Ruler before he just ults, and then he does get 2. So it's 3 for 1 on this really strange, disjointed... I mean, Smash, by the way, is... Oh! I was going to say so confident for a rookie player. Smash is like Korean Kalist. Rookie coming in, flashing into the best people in your league. I mean, he's just going way too far. And now you've used teleport and you've used your top push for a situation that you lost. Like, also, Ruler does juke that last Q, otherwise it would be an absolute nightmare. So once again, good laning and slightly weird choices from T1 put them behind, but then GenG just run at them.
As if it was a neutral objective. Canyon will learn from last time. So it's 3 people that he might be okay with, and he is even going to be able to steal away the Grom. Yeah, that's so sad. They invested 4 people. Oh, but he's focused on a true objective. Secure the Dragon, Cloud Soul. Yep. On the way, still a while to go, yeah, but he knows what he needs. I mean, to be fair, Cloud Soul, pretty insane with Rakan. Oh, yeah. And all these champions. So, Cloud Soul as well with Silas, how does it work? Do you get like a boost when you hijack an ultimate, and then when you use said hijack ultimate? Like, where does it take effect? I don't actually 100% know. There's so many Silas interactions that I just don't understand properly. Yeah, I know some champions you can do that, where you can block Cloud Soul, like the initial cap. Yeah, multiple ways is okay. Blast going to take it by both Chovy and Ona. They're challenging each other, as you can see here, because Chovy has stolen away that Crescent Guard. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's some ults where you obviously love the offensive ults for Chovy, like we saw Darn hovering the Ornn. Chovy love an Ornn ult, but you know, despite being primarily defensive ult, this is that ult so much value. Oh, yeah. This champion is already notoriously difficult to kill. When it comes to making damage on you, is Smash and Faker who don't want to be in melee range of you. The value is pretty massive. They're going to be gone home.
I think the highlight was
steal away the red.
avoiding the red. Smash is like, don't need that ult through there.
Good support. Yeah. Smash is going to move in. You've got another support that's going back as well, as he does get the information that the red was taken. High value. And
the deep ward there as well. I mean, it's a deep ward. Also, he has the rune, the deep ward. You can see that it has 4.
Yeah, so it's a very deep ward.
One of the deepest wards we've seen.
Okay.
Outside of any ward that's deeper than that. But like,
so they've stabilized. They're still behind. But just from that super aggro play from GenG, they just lost so much on the map. Last time they lost the game on a super aggro silly play, but this time they just lose all their lead.
Does he have to turn into a train? That would be so sad if he had to turn into a train against just a bunny rabbit. There's the Q that's going to try and buy him some space. But look at this, continuing to walk.
Yeah, it's just, there's the flash and ult. So this is a first pick, then blind into top lane Aurora. And this was what we've got. But maybe he wanted the Ornn, but you can't take Ornn with you can't give also Leona ult plus Ornn ult to Silas, I think is too bad.
GenG that should be able to get there if they would like to. Teleport's available from both top laners and mid laners.
Oh, which kind of is it? Is it? Oh, it's the.
Is it a Voracious?
Oh, it's a Voracious one. Interesting.
Oh, thank goodness for the buff, because I really want to see more Voracious. It's alright, Canyon demonstrating that whole Xin Zhao versus Jax situation that we have here in this game. Actually not doing too bad when it comes landing, doing a fair bit there. We're moving closer and closer to 2 items for Canyon on this Jax. And Owner does have his already, so actually a pretty good position. Doran just looking a little bit silly there, channeling the blind cube. And Game with a level advantage, feeling absolutely fantastic on this Aurora. Upgrades the shoes as well, utilizing these feats of strength, and now Doran looking for an opportunity.
Yeah, you can see GenG working really hard to push their vision deeper. You know, like the deep ward they had earlier, they want to do more of that.
Whoa, a deeper ward than the deepest ward you've ever seen. That crazy. His fake is going to slow down, and that means that he can shift some sands, get himself out of there.
Yeah, it took some time. They finally got control of that bush, connect the Raptors, and now just going to be able to push in.
So it's still hard. 3k, but 3k means less and less. Azir is still going to be useful in the late stages of the game.
A lot of people are looking at this game feeling like GenG is in complete control, and they are. But I still think that this is
Duro's got a flank.
in game number 1 that it doesn't really matter how the vibe of the game is going. They can always just turn it on a dime. So GenG gonna have to stay locked in if they want to make this one happen. We'll see. Icon was a point.
Azir tower in mid. There's 6 grubs in both games, by the way. No, the Cloud solo is really big for GenG, I think. And they're not able to threaten the Atakan, because it's going to take them too long. Azir will eventually be able to threaten it, but for now.
They do need to refine a little bit and maybe work on the random Atakan start. I think they can do well with that.
I don't know whether that was a chain that Chobi really wanted to.
So Keen is shifting across.
He kind of hesitant because I don't know if I want this land. Oh, Ruler, this is so cool.
What's he doing here? This is crazy. Well, King is going to find.
Maybe work on the random Atakan start.
While Carrier gets a flank on Ruler. Like, I don't know why Ruler's walking up here.
He kind of hesitant because I don't know if
Like, why is he here? He's just trying to. They're just trying to kill Smash.
I want this land. Oh, Ruler, this is so cool.
What's he doing here? This is crazy. Well, King is going to find the angle. Ruler gets out of there. Carrier stunned up momentarily. As Emperor survives, throws Ruler away. He survives for a fair while.
Oof.
Owner gets over there, finishes the job. But honestly, why? Why was he there? The counter strike was decent. Carrier going down solo with Duro at the table, locking down. But now Chobi is missing only Keen left for the damage, and Smash is up and available. And so
Okay, Smash is smurfing this, by the way.
Keen has to finish it.
He's actually insanely good. So Ruler here, I don't know what he's doing.
This is crazy. Well,
Keen is trying to just threaten Ezreal.
Carrier stunned up.
Nice flash over the wall from Smash.
Throws Ruler away. He survives for a fair while.
Then,
What's he doing here?
because he's used all his tools. He's used Cleanse, he's used Flash, he's used Ult. So Faker knows he just really needs to get onto Ruler and knock him back in. But a nice ult from Rakan, which means that Ruler doesn't quite die. And so he gets a bunch of like heals back, but Owner gets his cooldowns back after Chovi's super low. Misses his combo, so he just dies. And now it's 3v3. And Smash is just playing the edge of this fight really, really well. Like, Keen wants to go forward for the for Smash, but he plays the limit of that so perfectly.
There's nothing he could do, and why? Ruler. That wasn't even the Ruler spot. He was even deeper.
I have no answers to the question. Just completely out of position. T1 pounce immediately.
I mean, they knew Leona was there. I mean, T1 didn't turn either. I mean, that one, okay, that was more on them. Like, okay, Smash is being collapsed on, and you want to help, but you know Leona's there. And he used all his summoners instantly as well. This could be so much worse, by the way. If there's like 10 more damage onto Ruler, then he dies before those heals come in, and then it's even worse. Duro is just by himself in the jungle once this mega long replay finishes. Oof. Oof.
Some sick reactions there from Duro. Sick reactions, get it? It's pretty good one. Anyway, Chobi gonna be clearing out a ward, and Ruler, not the Ruler spot, okay? Let's not do it. They do have vision now set up.
I still think they're in a good spot, GenG. Like, they would need to do another throw. But Azir, Ezreal's on 2 items. Once it's like 3 or 4, then Ruler should be stronger. But when it's 2 and 2, it will be probably Ezreal advantage. We need to like see them try and threaten on these side towers if they can. So they get the mid tower. Nice. Silas nearly 16, which means you have the really short ult steals. So you can get like the Azir wall and the Owner in a fight kind of thing.
Both of them to feel really good about that would be 6 items. That'll mean that this game is absolutely gone the distance. Doran will have approximately 18 billion health. That's an approximate number. Might be more, might be less.
It could be more. I've seen some very tanky silence in my time.
Yeah. Slightly worrying. But also, I'm worried about the age of this Archon. It's like the oldest Archon we've ever seen.
Things are getting super dangerous because not only do we have Baron and Archon, we also have Soul for GenG in 50 seconds. And it is the highest win rate in Soul to Soul. Yeah. Is Cloud Soul. Verified by Riot. They are nerfing it because it's the highest win rate. So, you know, that's to you, Cloud Soul haters.
So we need to, like, GenG needs to find a way to play on side lanes, but and try and threaten these side lane towers, but 1v1 on the side is not working so far. So they're still just playing that, like, they threaten Soul in like up now. And so when Soul, I didn't realize they were already threatening Soul. I thought it was Soul point. Okay, so now they just need to not force anything, and they play waves on the side. They're going to give up this bot lane tower, shift to mid, I think, hold mid, and then they can threaten onto the Baron, see how T1 react, play on mid, and then go towards the Soul. They lose. Okay, they're putting more into, like, this is the strange thing with Atakan that's changed, because like I've said multiple times, if Atakan is here, then you play it the same as everything else, you know? It's the same distance away from Dragon and this. But now Atakan is further away. It is quite dangerous to, like, start this Dragon a lot. And that's a really interesting thing that, like, still I think we're trying to get better at least us as a team, of, like, when you can do it and when you can't do it. And so here it seems like they're going to really low priority the Dragon, even though it's Soul, because if they commit to it, they're worried about the Atakan just going down. And they've waited off both Ruler's summoners. Like, they're literally not starting stuff while AD Carry has no sums. And then you'll see they start the Baron once the summoners come back. And Soul is up.
Let's just play the video game. It can be distracting sometimes, but it's okay. They just want what's best.
It's truly the most voracious Atakan. It's like, guys, I'm voracious. I'm here to make you have some action. I give you a buff so you can just,
exactly.
fight.
Now sit down. Let's have a cup of tea.
Please fight, please. That's all I'm asking for. GenG get the memo, but different objective. No, they decided against it. Okay, well, truly the most voracious Atakan.
Indeed. Well, Carry is slightly out of position, I guess you could say.
So now on this engage,
keeping them all into position. I think GenG should just take the win. Back away as Doran will need to re-up that health bound with flash now for the next engage. Honestly, I think this could be.
Carry up.
They need to get Doran recently. They need to keep him back.
okay, he's going to teleport back. He teleports straight to the mid lane. They have the tower. We can so TPing to the wave because he can't, like, flank without ult. Now they get towards the Soul, and because Ruler, I think, still doesn't have Last Whisper, that's why they don't just insta-shred the Doran. Oh, he does have ult. Jesus, what's the ult cooldown? He literally ults someone and then backs away and ults again. Yeah, so he can ult Ruler again, ironically. I didn't realize, like, level 16 Siren just seems to be like... If that carrier flashy hits, they just one-shot someone with ult coming up. So they want to push in and not let them have Soul. Hence why he's going for stuff like flashes. Fake has a nice position over the wall while they're going for Doran to get some damage down. But they get Soul. Yeah. So they had to force, like, to try and find something, but the engages just miss. Now they have Soul. Yeah. And they get 2. With Soul, I'm not sure what you can do. So a few little throws from GenG, but still able. Thought that might be a steal. That would have been quite something.
It's slow, right? They're not shredding him, but eventually he goes down. I think he's doing a lot of damage there. And then this ensuing play, he just runs so fast. You can see the 500 movement speed. Yeah, totally.
Now they've got so much movement speed, they're just like ult, and it's so useful. Very difficult, I think, to deal with. They've got all 6 scrubs again as well, so these Baron pushes even harder. They just stay in all one lane though. And Aurora dives. Oh yeah, sorry, they still have Atakan. Okay. So, 1 for 1. I think they should have won the first game as well if they hadn't have just inted them. So, same thing, Kalista still banned. Ashe still banned because now there's even more ADs gone.
honestly kind of makes sense, even though it's 2 and 13. Those 2 wins have come in more recently, and Rumble is certainly a big priority there as Galio.
Blind pick first rotation Galio.
Worthy of that high priority tag.
Okay, so can play good counter dive and also can follow on your own dives.
Galio recently started showing up, was played top.
And Zaya's gone, so
The opportunity to go in that direction yourselves, and
The first pick Lee Sin is kind of
okay. Is it flexible Lee Sin or is it just mid? I mean, sorry, just mid. Just jungle. Is it just Doinby who's playing it mid?
makes sense. Priority on junglers, they go down the list with one pick, but it's interesting that second one you have to look at all the series.
Surely not, yes, so it's a combo.
Wait is going to be locked in here.
Okay.
Somewhat flex, but probably not. Cody has been very, very good as champion. Doesn't really feel like a Galio counter necessarily, but as far as what kind of compositions you build around Galio, they're kind of the ones that you want to be playing way into.
Yeah, I think what's going to be really important T1 is get some dive. That is not dive.
That is paper, man.
Yeah, it does have the recent potential, but I think it's going to be really important that when you're playing something like Wade, you want to get on top of him. and especially
Okay,
Galio,
so you take the Rumble as well because you've also got the counter to Rumble in the Galio.
fantastic, but Fearless Survive is gone. Get Maokai, fantastic. Fearless Maokai is gone, so they need engage in the competition instead of these 2 picks and get on top of that long range way. So we'll see.
He needs to start getting some engage though. The problem with Viego is,
What T1 were doing, picking the Galio, yes,
yeah, there you go. Wukong is much better. So both carry AD like is a good idea, but you need more engage.
Not available because of the last game by Duro, so
So I think if you
like long range backline carries.
you just take like a ban engage for GenG.
Gargoyle gets there as well. Yeah, so Ruler and Trophy going to be having a bad time. Feels like
I
it's
hope.
been quiet here for GenG competition thus far. We'll see what they augment it with as far as support.
And T1 like they need more engage, but it's
No,
no, I don't think MF is good. Wait, T1 are banning engage supports though? I think you just ban like,
I think GenG also don't care about engage roll.
yeah, I think you could just pick Lulu and
well maybe you can take Leona on 4, I guess.
I would definitely.
Oh, I was really expecting that Caitlyn would be pretty high.
I think the Jhin is a good idea.
range.
T1 feels like a
I think you just take Leona on 4, and then if they take Braum, they have no engage.
owner, and I guess Fake as well, Galio feels set things up.
The Lulu is really standing out like a sore thumb. Udyr makes me feel no happiness at all.
Guys, this isn't why we want to fearless. Oh,
Okay.
Oh dear. Well, Zeri gonna Lulu absolutely gorgeous. That feels like they just moved their rook into like the most unseen place, and that's checkmate. It wasn't actually that unseen. It was kind of walked into, and why not just lock the Lulu instead? Merely a consideration here is, do you think about the Thresh?
Lulu Zeri. But I think, okay.
Until these last 2 where it's like,
Right, this is weird. So it's Udyr top into Rumble.
T1 might get a lot harder to play. There's a lot of tools, you know, with Thresh and
One of the like older, not actually old school counters really, because it's only a few years ago that Udyr became a thing again.
GenG have, you know, I just think it's going to be a struggle because when the fight starts, team fights, T1 is so much better, and GenG, it's not like they have a composition that like rolls early. So I think they're weaker in team fights. I think they don't necessarily hard win lanes. I think GenG, you know, it's not that the grab is unplayable, but I'm favoring T1 right now with what they have quite heavily. Yeah, but it really comes down to I think Owner and Fake in the mid jungle. If things go wrong there and your front line isn't able to like charge forwards, I think the game becomes infinitely harder.
and we have to remember that this game.
And now like they don't have like a big range advantage or anything like that. Like they had Wei, they had the, but they had no like AD to give you a big range advantage, I think.
You're first or you're not.
As you went Caitlyn on 3.
This composition that we don't really enjoy that much work or whatever.
Oh yeah, of course.
Rumble that works out for them.
Leona was out. Yeah. Fearless, man, it's hard.
All right. A little bit of a shout out to the current team that he's playing on there with Samsung Galaxy Thresh, as well as a shout out to the man who's working for the enemy in Mother, who did get that skin in 2014. Very cool stuff there from Duro. A lot of layers to the shout out.
Yeah, so I think they could have gone more range because as well, if you end up playing against like Lulu, range is really strong.
Some game plan based around that. Maybe they can find
You already have the Wei, like maybe Wei's enough, but
And it looks like that's what
it's going to be about coming from multiple different directions from T1 because if you just run at them, I think there is enough disengage. You've got the Thresh Lantern, you've got the
this ward is pinged, but I don't know what he actually
Lee Sin kick that can be used as disengage as well.
popcorn chickens. A couple of them taken there from Canyon as level 2 game.
Canyon smited and Owner got it. That's so bad. That's such a bad start. I mean, in fairness, I feel like in this game, you kind of have to go for something a little bit zany, based on my opinion on the draft.
Yeah.
But that could have backfired more for Canyon. He will be behind. Honestly, get a bit of advantage at the start. It is lane swap situation. Not very fun playing Udyr into double range champions, but at least you know the dive isn't that strong. Like a Zeri, Lulu, even a Wukong as well. It's actually very low dive threat on an Udyr, so I think Keen is kind of okay.
Well, okay, he's going to connect max range there, and the playback gets a flash out from Doran. Yeah, his flame trump is great position.
It's one of those situations where you try to be in range and experience, but if you're in range, he's too far up. That really shouldn't be happening from Doran. Fortunately, Canyon's on the top side and is behind a bit.
Fear, man. Yeah, that was pretty good. Exceptionally played. As oh dear, Canyon's woes.
Carrier just because he's smited but didn't take the camp, so
Just gonna die. All right, Smite comes down. As Carrier could be in trouble.
oh no.
Carrier flashes to get the kill. He should be going down for it, but King might be sacrificing his life. Ghost not enough, and that's a killer smash. Absolute disaster for GenG.
I think T1 pretty okay with the situation. You know, Doran being this flash is like, oh no, what if I get dove? Don't worry, Carrier is solo killing the enemy jungler. Killing.
And Ruler is going to be able to
Oh, no.
somehow surviving the turret there very nicely done. Misses the cannon. But
I mean that's
a bit more muted.
not great.
Just as everything is going right for T1, GenG get an answer back. Doran, just there's no other way to spin it. You shouldn't be dying in this manner. You're just too far up when you're outside the tower. Carrier just finds Canyon. Remember, Canyon's behind because of that invade. They're even on levels, right? Like, yeah, there's no respect here at all. I can't say I just need to finish camp. I just need to finish the camp. Let me finish it. And he's dead. Yeah.
If like Carrier almost got that camp as well, it had 11 HP.
Feeling super good as Xenobium comes on through. It takes a little while there as Carrier takes turret.
Okay, so they move up with the mid lane. I like that to ensure that the dive happens.
This is his focus in this game.
but they're going to lose camps for it, and they're going to lose the crash in mid. I think as well with like the Zeri Lulu, like if you didn't have this Udyr to just be hitting against, it would feel much worse as well.
But you just shouldn't even be in range if you're Dart. Like, allowing this to happen. And I know why he's like trying to get an XP range, but it just backfires so massively. After the first time he lost his flash, you can't let it happen again.
Yeah.
He has full town pawn. Carry has aggro beautifully played with the shield as well. Can tank a few hits.
Well, now we've got Smash and Carrier down towards the bottom side, landing against Duro and Ruler. Fair movement speed between the two of these, with the Lulu available. So
Kills already on the Zeri. This is not ideal. Not ideal.
pesky casting. It is. I don't know whether Wolf would have certified it just yet. He is at home watching along right now, so he can probably let you know in the chat whether he has certified it.
There's still time. There's still time.
Yep, we'll need the paperwork in the mail if we are going to see his turn. The spiraling despair now. And I just want to see what happens here towards the bottom side. It's not doomed just yet, but it's looking real
I still think it's like Wei can do a lot in this game if they keep track of Wukong and Galio.
And ultimately, it's not so much about, hey, I have prio, I can move. It's honestly more so about Galio can't move. And Canyon now, look, he does get a grub.
Yeah.
We'll force owner away a bit, but Big coming back, should be lowish on mana. I don't think he can really stick around here. One grub, so take it and be happy.
Yeah, bit of a speed up there as well. Oh, just gets in there once again. Owner's going to smite it away. That's good resonating strike as well. Now, Doran's coming
Now he
down.
jumps in, and he had no flash.
I mean, he's definitely not getting out of this one. That is a kill going over to Faker with those Winds of War.
No, considering how clean the last Lee Sin game was from Canyon, this one has been so rough. He used to smite there as well. Yeah, resonating strike, still gets out smite by owner. Lost that camp early. Now 0, 2, and 1.
And the only good news is the fact that they at least get one of those grubs, so at least the feats aren't going to be there to worry about. But already, the amount of kills, that threshold is being crossed for T1, so one of those feats of strength already there.
And you know, I was concerned about if owner falls behind, when he's the one who needs to be leading the charge, Wukong can feel very underwhelming. He's had a great game. He's in a really good position. And I feel like T1, they're looking fantastic already in this game. 4-2 in the kill score, only about 700 goal lead.
Yeah, I think this is already like kind of difficult, which is never the situation you want to be in.
A thing that you can do is we're going to see this once again. Oh, his smites have been ice cold.
I honestly think just in general, Owner's form has been so chaotic. And he also kick up. I think the smites as well.
Yep.
Which is funny, especially considering, oh, see, no flank here.
Yeah, Joby does get a bit of a fear, but doesn't want to get taunted. Canyon blocked there by the Warrior Trickster. His Carrier getting taken down low, but Smack throws down the ulti.
Now the TV2.
Throwing what autos he can, dodging a lot of these burst by the Blackboard. The barrier, the hook goes wide.
Oh,
Goes the Jinx, and there's no chance. That's the double.
they get them both. Now that's a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, so strong now with those extra kills. 1-0. Zeri and GenG not respecting.
I mean, Smash is just
Zeri, so much Zeri Lulu.
so fed in every game.
His 11 all-in spike is insane. You can see Zeri Lulu sitting back, not doing much, being pressured. You hit that level 6, and it's a game changer. And GenG don't respect it, and especially considering you have a thresh, you can just farm it.
Is this game like already kind of over?
Overconfident, and they pay for it dearly.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at this one more time. And look at that lantern placement as well. I mean, Duro hits, they hits the hook, and they go in, and then Smash just in melee range. Able to get so much value.
Yeah, the level up comes through. Great flash and Carry gets extra damage. Good dodge then from Smash. Not both those critical skill shots. He's so low.
And he was out of vision as well, but they swept it exactly the right time. Carrier gives him just the information.
And, you know, we came out of draft favoring one side. We'll be honest, you know, it looked good, 4-T1, but we got 4-0 Zeri. There's not a draft in the world that looks bad with a 4-0 Zeri. And it already looked good. It already looked good. Smash in a fantastic position to carry this game now. And he's fishing for something here. You have Canyon with kick available. Bear in mind, no flashes for T1.
And he has snuck into this brush. We'll see how sneaky he's been. As owner is going to come on over. It's likely a 3v3.
They can make this play on the side because they're a little bit disconnected. Yeah. There you go. And you chase them off the dragon as well. So slightly disconnected there. Like owner's starting the dragon, and they just lose a bit of control of who's gone where. So it's just, I mean, they do need to be, they need to go for these kind of things, GenG. So because of the timing, like grubs are not up. You have to worry about like, okay, like where could they be? We've got no flashes, that kind of thing. Because they also didn't have ult to stop the jump. So if you have ult on carrier, you can also stand there. But that's one of those problems where you're trying to take the dragon, you don't quite have like a full crash. But you have a bit of one. Feels like Reckless was right when he said about Smash that he probably is the best ADC he played with or against. Smash is smurfing at the moment. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's absolutely smurfing. And it's the same, I say about Kalista as well. It's so nice to see like rookies coming into a big league. Obviously, LCK is far bigger than LEC. And doing stuff like flashing forward on the enemy AD carry, like he did last game, or even in the first game, like he's flashing forward and like making plays. And that's the part that makes you like even more excited about it. Because he has, like, I mean, Pace was good, but he wasn't like, I'm going to just fully control this game. He was more like, I'm going to clean up, which is exactly, I think, what GenG needed. Obviously, they had Ruler before, who was also good at that style. But Smash makes T1 look so exciting, I think. Here's an interesting thing. Do you think they would have still subbed in Smash if... if they'd have had Zeus, or would they be just too tempted by the running back full same roster? Side steps from Kalista on Draven versus Rel in mid lane, just perfectly played. Oh, from Kalista. Yeah. Sorry. I thought you were saying Callista, and I was saying, like, what? Yeah, I think as well, if you see in the behind the scenes thing, he's talking about the fact that, okay, I just saw that Callista had no mana to E me. Like, I think that's so cool. Like, when they're in that situation where he's literally so in the zone for all the other stuff that he can just track, like, information and know that he can't be rendered, so he doesn't need to flash straight away.
I think my big concern for GenG, you know, Jinx can do great things, and the goals be even between the
But Smash is better, I think. He's been doing it more so in a harder league, but okay, you know, no offense to the Targmas, but Carrier is better. Not sure that's an offensive thing to say. The best, maybe the best support of all time is better than you, but.
Was immediately also interrupted as Kane is able to press E, and that does it. So all of the ultis now on cooldown. GenG with a slight advantage to make that rocket is going to be there.
But I will say, 2 flashes burn from T1. I'm more than happy about that. Yeah. I think also great flashes had. Ideally get Ruler Splash, don't get me wrong. Very aggressive there, punishing Smash. Ideally getting Ruler Splash.
Okay, so game back to pretty much even in gold. But still, Zeri very, very fed, and it's very difficult to get on the Zeri Lily because they're all just like running at you. And this is the thing, because you don't. So we talked about before, like how I personally like to judge draft. We've got which team needs to engage and can they, and the which team needs to engage is done by, well, split push threat, winning like a game-winning split push threat originally, which neither team has, or a game-winning range advantage, where like you can't just have a little bit more range, you have to have enough that you can like fully poke them away, and they almost have that if they'd have gone for something else that can help with the way. But as soon as they don't have that, then it becomes like whoever has the most damage. Because Zeri with Lulu is just going to pump out more damage than probably even the entire team on the other side. And so they do have to get on the Zeri. And now, because neither team really has proper engage tools, with the Thresh, I think they do have to engage, and it's really hard to. So it's just the Udyr, right? The Udyr and the Thresh for me are just, well, even like you can't, obviously Varus and Ezreal and Ashe is banned and everything else is gone, but like some more range on AD carry if you had it, and then also not just like someone who runs at the enemy. If you know that this area is a possibility. But this situation, so Keen is shifting up and they respond to it just really badly. Like as Keen is shifting up, you can't come and fight for this. You're going to be outnumbered on this play. So it's really greedy here, I think, to play for this scuttle. Canyon goes straight in because he knows that, and now the hook lands. So Carrier dies and they use TP because they wanted to fight for a scuttle. For GenG, it's more like they need to reset on Jinx. So they don't get... Yeah, that's true. If they get that first kill, then maybe the Jinx is enough in terms of like... Excited Jinx can put out enough damage as Zeri Lulu maybe. But they don't have like a load of single target lockdown or huge single target burst to make that happen. They have the way, I think, which is good. So here, Jinx does power a huge amount, and then the hooks have just been really good. But it's 1 for 1. And now the teleport just comes into mid for fun. To defend the tower. Not actually for fun, but like they don't get anything proactive from it. They defend the tower, they push up mid, and they get the dragon. So decent trade, considering they made that big mistake around the timings. Like you just can't fight, you can't jump forward here when you're going to be outnumbered. Because, okay, maybe the old TP would have been okay, but this TP just takes so long. I mean, he gets hit by chompers. How does he get hit by chompers?
All right, they're going to now try and take down this out of turn in the mid lane. I don't think anyone's going to be able to stop them. Let's have a look at this replay once again. He rides under it.
I mean, it's just nominal. Doesn't have to play at the end, but still, find the kill, get the flash carrier.
And it's this next one that you got to look out for.
Orange has been a hot back in this game.
I mean, they were honestly in a select fish in a barrel, but still really nicely played. And who really... He also had a lantern there for King. I won't ever know. But King was a bit dead.
He just walks onto the traps.
Great setup there from Ruler. And playing Galio into Jinx is a bit frustrating given the arm time and the fact that Justice Punch does require you to go backwards for a bit.
Considering how doomed this game was looking
in the draft,
in the first 10 minutes, GenG are really bouncing back and making this competitive.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, right? Because the same reasons that we're saying that T1 were in such a phenomenal position, it's those 5 kills that are on the Zeri, that exact same point is now mirrored on the other side because Ruler, he carries this.
Yep, also pulled up on this way. They keep this carry safe.
So it's just all on hooks, basically. And the fact that they step too far forward to allow like a couple of free hooks then just throws so much of the game and the momentum of the game as well.
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow, that's surprising. I was
And Wei is going to still get to the point where he does like force you to do something, because he has got so much poke, like one person by himself.
looking at like angles you can get into approach. I think
Maybe not as much as Xerath, but
running into areas
still.
where Genji has all the vision to see you coming. Thresh can do such a good job of disengaging the Wukong.
Yeah, I mean, play is probably the thing we're looking out for, but even the box will make Zeri's life difficult. Yeah, as you're just trying to run amok in a team fight. We don't really talk about the box being valuable, but actually in that instance it does work.
You ideally want to be a flank because you don't want Thresh to just lance them backwards. Chovy clicks all his buttons and he has a lot of buttons on his champion.
I still don't really see what the Sudo is going to do, but
Maybe
maybe the side lane pressure is just too much. I don't know.
And Ruler's kind of hit the point where he's just really happy, right? He's got the IE and the intel is completed for him, and it's likely to be a rapid fire cannon coming in next. Probably once he gets some armor penetration at some point, but maybe not given the enemy composition that he's up against. No real true tank to worry about.
Yeah, definitely want it eventually, but not nearly as much of a rush
Yeah.
in the last game. Although
And in the last game, he built 3 items that weren't those anyway.
yeah, next time. Oh, Ruler goes for control ward. The Chompers first and doesn't die.
Beautiful. You love to see it. Ooh, Duro information over to Owner there as he sweeps him out, but the flaming monkey not going to be doing anything just yet. Stroby doing what he likes the most, which is clearing out minions, successfully taking cannons. Ruler does the same thing. Jonas Strong and everyone watching from home very happy with the satisfaction level of cannons being taken in the last few seconds.
Genji just being very rigorous with his vision. Out using the Chompers defensively. Having the Thresh there as well makes it so hard. Especially because, game 1, they had the buy, right? T1, you have so much CC you can lay, you have the Poppy as well. There's not actually that much to hold people on GenG in place. That I can't grab a lantern in between. Yeah, like if I want ults, you need someone immediately there.
So no one's really positioning for the dragon because so much of it is just about the Atakan. Just these hooks are causing way too much threat, I think. Isn't Wei at this point just too low damage? It's only CE items and mana for now. Yeah. At some point in the game, Wei is going to start putting out a lot of damage. That's what I was talking about. At some point, it might be enough to force T1 to have to do something, because otherwise eventually poke will land, but currently it's not that much.
If Genji get it and Chovy and Ruler just that much hard to kill, it's going to be painful.
Not to mention if Faker gets it, and then he has that extra shield, and he's that big front line that they need. As Keen just going to walk in here, he can do that. He is a Udyr.
Keen can just face check.
Does mean that it's just the clone. Every hook. Udyr hasn't been landing very many of them recently.
Just vision, yeah, team fine.
Non-committal CC is the end of the game.
I also think Ruler able to position so aggressively up the lane, knowing you have to Thresh to back you up. Real game changer here.
And also, like, Ruler was at his peak when he was playing in Tahm Kench Thread Feathers, right? And so I feel like he's going back to the old times where he was the true main character. And that is certainly a good sign for GenG fans. On the other side, T1 keeping it
So,
but this is anyone's game right now. Atakan has been up and available for a very long time. And we're going to have him and Baron.
still going to be like quite
Everything's pretty spicy towards that top side, as we can see.
even, I think, when we come to fights at the moment. When Zeri doesn't have 3 items, so that's a big difference at the moment. Jinx has the 3, so they shouldn't try and fight now, T1. But with Lulu, the DPS is going to be much higher from Zeri, but the pick potential of Thresh... I thought Faker was too far up there. GenG for sure is the better front line, and Zeri isn't there yet to kill them. Yeah, Udyr is much more tanky, and Zeri's not there yet. For sure. Okay, like, it's starting to get more difficult. And you've got the cleaver as well from Wukong. But I feel like if you just change like the full 5 for GenG, I'd be more happy with it. I mean, Duro has played Thresh well. Super well. So I think you have a different tank. Like if you have Ornn or something. Maybe the lane matchup is worse, but you have so many more tools. Okay. What? Smash just jumps into their whole team, and it totally works. It looks like it's totally going to work. Okay, so we get flash down. As we said, it's always like, those are like big moments. Smash jumps over because he sees that they're all on the other side. I mean, he kills both their carries with the Lulu ult and the Lulu E. Like, what? That's insane.
Does his job perfectly. We need to engage, we need to get on the back line. He finds an angle and Smash is there for the follow-up. Using Zeri perfectly, both carries go down.
That's the perfect place to E over.
GenG crumbles.
So Flash goes down. He jumps over. He gets shield and the ult, and he just, with that, he's able to kill them both. I mean, that is bold. Like in your first GenG T1 big matchup. Yeah.
the damage dealers, and then the fight is just over.
No, interestingly enough, even though the initial ult, that's exactly what.
You can see the stress relief there for Coma.
Even though the initial knockup didn't hit Ruler, Ona's initial ult CC Duron Canyon, and those are the ones there to disengage him, and it meant he got that follow-up. I just love the confidence. I said my concern for T1 was, are you going to regret not having engaged support? Is Ona going to be enough? The answer is yes, he absolutely is.
And you pseudo do have engaged support, I guess. Canyon was fishing for an opportunity there. Another cyclone comes down. Remember, high combat means that they're just going to be sent home. Not too much more to worry about. Oh my goodness, they're kind of in the blender though. And one of them does go home.
And now they can get through the front line better.
Yeah, Faker manages to get just punch onto Chovy, who takes the Lantern, gets up to relative safety. Zap connects on to Smash. As Canyon has to flash it out of his equalizer.
Lanson's actually not bad.
They're all going to be taking a swift trip home, but it's a double for the Zeri. And so it's already kind of doomed. They managed to get Ruler as well. That is precisely what they were looking for.
Yeah, now they got time on the map. Long spawn time is Canyon Ruler. Got a Mount Dragon pick up.
They're going to get Dragon. They're going to get this inner tower and bot lane as well.
Yeah, so Canyon goes in, doesn't immediately get out again. It's some good CC return, and Chovy does so much damage. The redemption value here actually massive for T1.
I mean, it's just frontline Zeri, by the way.
But yeah, this was so close to being worse.
It's like these old like Juggernaut comps. Zeri's just running in front of everybody in between these two teams. I don't think this works. Like, I don't think you can play Thresh unless you play it this well, and I don't think you can play Zeri Lulu unless you play it this well.
The game is not a great spot for GenG, but I think they actually would have ended if that had not stopped Doran from just toasting them all. Doran hasn't had the best game, been a bit rough, got behind. The equalizer in the last the fight we just saw, and the fight around Alcan had a lot of value. So really coming back strong. And now, we saw these 8 carries at parity for such a long time. There's now 3,000 gold lead for Smash. He's got a Bloodthirster completed, where Ruler only has components, and he's a QSS on top of that.
That's pretty ridiculous. Ruler now wanting to complete said Bloodthirster, but he's still a ways away from that one.
It's absurd when you look at everyone else, and like, people have like 3 items at best. Everyone else, and he's on 4, pushing 5.
And he's got all of the money on the Rift, as we can see here. 5,000 ahead, the nearest on his team. And that's exactly where you want that money to be if you are a T1 fan. GenG still trying to hold on as best they can, but I just feel like the Udyr is kind of past his use by date as far as being that front line. He kind of melts if Smash even pays any attention to it. There's the equalizer just to pull him away from this inner turret. Hook connects onto Faker, that Faker able to tank for quite some time. With that movement speed as well, the Fury even hits him out of dodge. Oh dear. Still, GenG hold on to the inner turret for the moment. This Warrior Trickster not going to be anything they're going to be too worried about. And next thing to be up and available is looking like the Baron in 2 minutes time. And so can GenG get their ducks in a row? That's the question. Ona goes in, Ona goes out. And they're able to just have a look as another hook going to connect. That is one of the longest I've seen in quite some time. They're not opting to go in. Canyon was thinking about kicking back Faker into the team, but you know that he is relatively tanky here. And Smash, like we were talking about, if he does get some free time with King, he'll do some pretty legitimate damage.
Now they have a big lead as well. It's going to be GA for Wukong. You can go even further on the dive. No Last Whisper, obviously, for Smash, but he just does so much damage that I think he's still going to shred through Keen. And yeah, I completely agree with Orcs' point. Like, he's... I thought something might happen there. But he's saying, like, if GenG have to go in, then it doesn't matter about this whole, like, how are we going to get on their back line, because you can just have people waiting on the flanks.
And it is feeling like things are kind of evening out, but I'm just so worried, right? I feel like the team fight that T1 managed to find around that outcome that was so incredibly game-defining, it feels like there's not enough tools for GenG to stop that from happening again.
Both summoners back for...
exceptional play out of like some dance wall that Smash is able to accomplish. That is so difficult to replicate.
It's like you hope it's like a miracle kick from Canyon, but yeah. Sonic Wave, Faker just stands on top of carrier, and there's just nothing you can do. They find a hook on Ona can disengage, just lose some health.
So they keep playing and like looking for these little flanks.
It feels like GenG needs to start the fight with an advantage. They need to use their range advantage to poke down T1 a little bit.
It's kind of like they want to walk up.
Oh, I knew he was coming. As Ona gets in there with the cyclone right on top of Chovy. He takes the lantern out. Keen tanking exactly like he wants to. He dives into the backline. Smash trying to...
No, Smash is just running everyone down.
Smash is getting underneath the enemy turret. They've used a bunch of cooldowns, and somehow Keen is still alive as he's running really quickly around this one. But it looks like T1 should be able to get back towards this dragon.
So Chovy with flash and this is all summoners though. It's like Zeri Lulu is losing all the summoners. It means you can't really play like this. So they're starting the Baron to get people to come to them. But it still allows like multiple different angles. Letting it reset is fine for T1 because they have priority like positioning on the dragon. So it is just going to be they're going to go back and get the dragon now. But this is the problem, like we were saying, like they don't have that much engage. So imagine if Keen was, I don't know, Gnar or something. Or even a tank with more engage, then you would have all like the decision of when to start the fights would just be for GenG. Smash, so many eyes glued to him. Also, while looking at Ruler as well. And Ona, he's the one you really should be looking at. He'll be starting any fight that T1's going to win. Flame Chomp is going down like, yeah, everything is... But they just can't start fights still. So they really need to try and get control of the area and then force GenG to come in. So they're clearing out the mid lane. They're going to clear this next one really high, as you can see. Or as high as they can. And now they get multiple different angles, but a nice fear. And that's Wukong down.
I mean, I'm struggling to breathe enough. still there, still going to be this key objective. And even though it's 5,000 gold, it just feels like it's dead even.
Yeah, I remember T1 fighting first in their group if they can win this final game. So they need no stakes here. But also just T1 taking down GenG, always something looking to do.
Well, only going to go in once again, but not going to overly commit. Remember, does have the GA as well.
You need a good hook or a crazy kick from Lee. The Dawn. Yeah, like the thing with Dawn is like I still think it will get to the point when this Rabadon gets completed, it will get to the point where T1 really need to be the ones engaging, and they can't, and that's hard, or it's difficult. But I think if you had on, you would just be able to always make a hook happen as well, and you just have a lot more threat of when you could start it. And it's really good to have for Jinx to just like layer the CC on that next person. Whereas I think Udyr does nothing here. And this is the thing, like matchups when you can lane swap, they're just not that big a deal. Like great, it's good into Rumble, but so a minute for the next for the soul.
And GenG, I don't think they can afford to give that one up because already I feel like T1 is stacking the deck in their favor with the utility items that they've been able to purchase. Whew. Okay, still not over till it's over. And Canyon hitting level 16 now.
Upgraded Boots is probably one of the best champs on it. Is there?
Not want to give over soul, but you also don't want to fight when Chovy's so close to Rabadon. You would love to be able to just buy a bit of time. In an ideal world, there's some scenario where Canyon gets a smite steal and gets a lance now. That's like perfect for GenG, but it's wishful thinking. Yeah, T1 not going to let them get away with that. They're going to force fight around this objective, and GenG are trying to find a way in right now.
Owner is just trading Warrior Trickster for lots of buttons over and over again. This Wukong is so dangerous. As Chovy?
Chovy?
Get away with that. They're going to force fight around this objective, and GenG are trying to find a way in right now.
Owner is just trading Warrior Trickster for lots of buttons over and over again. This Wukong.
This click is terrible. Why is he going this far forward against someone who's this fast? So they instantly just Shurelliers. Everyone's just like, Chovy just ints this. I mean, that I did not expect. Chovy just like into the game, like of all the people to just like run in a really silly situation. And now they really need to fight. And so because of that, the fight happens. Really good for T1. That is not what I would have expected. Out of all of the players to just walk forward and die. Okay. That's the weirdest. That's the weirdest way to just suddenly lose a game. It's like here that it's actually not that bad situation for T1. Sorry, for GenG. Like I said, Udyr does nothing here and is just allowing Zeri to hit. And he's trying to play to like threaten, but then as soon as both these two go this way and he still goes this way. Like this click, now it's doomed. And now you realize it's doomed. Like as soon as he goes forward, you have to just flash away and say like, sorry, I fucked it. But he doesn't even flash. And then he flashes and dies. And Smash gets a really nice E across. Yeah, like just full. That was a strange one. What a way to end. Well, it's a good series. And the thing that I was saying is like, is Smash it? Is Smash him? I think absolutely. I think he's absolutely smurfing. I think the hype is very real at the moment. And T1 look really dangerous because of that. So, a little bit of a shorter stream today, but that's going to be it for me. I need to do some shopping and so I can cook my wife something because the last few days I've just been scrimming until way too late. So, it's going to be tomorrow morning. I'm going to do another pro review at 11, just one of the morning ones. And then after that, we'll go into scrims against Ainz, which will start at 2:30 with a quiz about the new patch. So yeah, have a good day, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.